You did mention, Mr. Silke, earlier on in your presentation that yes, there are good projections, but there is a caution here, and you do point at the wrong policy choice can just undo everything as it is. Are there any examples? Is there anything that you can actually point out and say maybe the wrong policy choice for this particular country can just outdo all the works?
Yes, indeed. I just want to make one point in terms of intra-African travel, which I think is important. Intra-African travel is going to be based either on a growing middle class on the continent for leisure travel, or it will be based on rising trade numbers, intra-African trade between African countries. And the point I keep on making about Africa is that this intra-African occupancy rates that are really needed is going to be based to a degree on how much trade African countries are going to do with each other. And at the moment, we on this continent only trade up to 18% of our trade is intra-African trade, when compared with the EU, where 70% plus of their trade is within the EU, 50-60% plus of East Asian trade is within that particular region. So until such a time as Africa becomes a manufacturing center where finished products are indeed manufactured on this continent and traded between African countries, we will continue to be relatively sluggish on this intra-African aspect, which then feeds clearly into the hospitality industry as well. Just to answer your other question, yes, wrong policy choices abound, I must tell you, not just on the African continent, but elsewhere as well. And what concerns me, particularly in a resource-rich continent, is that there is a propensity or a trend towards what I call, and academics call, resource nationalism. The control of resources and the limitations indeed of ownership, question marks about tenure, question marks about private sector operations in these particular sectors. I mean, that really can, I think, upset investor confidence. So countries that are showing exceptional promise, and I highlight a country like Tanzania, for example, exceptional promise. There is a danger that if Tanzania resorts to more populist economic policies, i.e. resource nationalism, in the worst form, that can offset some of these great growth rates that even I project for Tanzania for the next number of years.
It's quite interesting because on one end you do hear someone saying, well, one president saying drain the swamp, and he's about to build walls, and wouldn't one argue that maybe that it's not a long time coming that we are seeing the likes of the same populist movements and nationalistic movements?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very difficult. You've got